Stress is normal, it's part of life. It only becomes a problem for people when it becomes too high. And what do people do then? They look for ways to solve the problem. But here's the catch. Many times, what they think is causing the problem is actually only the trigger of the problem. And they'll waste time figuring out and fixing the wrong thing. Let me explain with an example. One of my previous clients, we'll call her Cheryl. She owned this fashion company, and she came in upset and angry at her clients. She said they are so ungrateful people, unappreciative of what I do, and she was so upset with them, and she set about for the past year and a half trying to find more appreciative clients. The issue was she thought that was the problem, unappreciative clients. So working with her, working with me, we dug a little deeper. And then she thought, well, maybe it's not the clients that aren't appreciative, maybe it's the industry full of smug, condescending people. Maybe it's the industry that is the problem. And I dug a little deeper, and we found the real issue. The real issue was Cheryl feared rejection. So she kept bending over backwards, trying to please her clients, trying to do everything she can for them, rework their fashion, customize things for them, did it twice just to satisfy them. She even drove some of her dresses to clients at their home, to their homes. The CEO making special deliveries. That was the problem. When did this start? When did this pleasing start? We went back in her life, and it looks like it started when she was 6 years old. She was a little chubby, and she was teased for it and bullied about her looks. And she found, just by accident, but by being nicer, doing a favor for the bully, the head bully, she wouldn't pick on her as much. She would leave her alone. And this became a pattern for her at 6 and 7 years old. And soon enough, it became habitual, became a habit to please other people, because she always feared, even though she wasn't bullied later on, she'd always fear she'd be bullied. So this pleasing pattern became a habit in high school and went on to adulthood. And that was the real cause of her problem with her clients now. So you may be saying, come on, Sam, she's 36. You're telling me what happened to her at 6 years old is causing her problem as the owner of a fashion business at 36 years old? Well, contrary to people's belief, we don't get over our problems in childhood. See, what happens to us in childhood, especially with pain and fear, whether it comes with bullying or neglect or abuse, it lays down a network, a neural network, in our patterns, in our brains, and our bodies. And our adaptations to decrease the pain, the bullying, the abuse, they are healthy as children because they helped us adapt to negative situations. And that habit continues into our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And actually, it becomes hardened the less you deal with it, because it becomes more fixed the older you get. You become afraid to look at it and to change it. So other patterns like pleasing could be things like people who worry too much, or people who are self-critical too much, or avoiding things too much. Those are other patterns that people have, often start in childhood. So if you notice any of these things, whatever your age, the best time to deal with it is now. Whatever age that is. Because they don't go away on their own. They don't get better with time. As I said, if anything, they become more fixed. Getting back to my client with the fashion business, after I taught her how to deal with the real problem, her people pleaser, she was finally able to break through that glass ceiling that kept her stuck before. She found that she was actually working less, and her revenue was increasing, and she found that her clients were actually rather pleasant. That makes sense because they were never the problem in the first place. They were never the real cause of her problems. So if you find yourself worrying too much in life, or pleasing others too much, bending over backwards for them, or criticizing yourself for little mistakes you make, or avoiding confrontation with people that you need to make, or avoiding financial statements, the cause is probably not what you think, and you may be working on the wrong thing. You need to dig a little deeper to find what really is the cause of these issues and these patterns. And when you do, you will begin to see results. If you got anything out of this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and share the video with other people who may be displaying these patterns that I mentioned during the video. Wishing you to live more of your life from your true self.